33-story hotel and condo project.
I'd probably be
Okay,
like
like
that.
stop, tap.
This is a plan by the community for the community.
This one here, show me.
No problem, Ken. Thanks for having me.
It's Kent Molgat for KelownaNow. And we're joined by John Summerland, the head of the Okanagan Film Commission. Good to have you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Very happy to be here.
So how long's it been that you've been heading up our film commission?
Well, I've been in the Okanagan as the film commissioner for about 10 years.
Okay. Yeah. Now, when it first came along, I thought, well, why does an industry like the film industry needs someone? I mean, if there's really an industry there, they can look after their own needs. Why does the public need to pay for a position like yours?
Well, it's a finicky industry for sure. So like these guys want to be winded on. So if you really truly want a film industry here, you got to get them. You got to ask them. You have to show them. It's sort of like a vacuum cleaner salesman. I got the best vacuum. Come check it out.
Right.
But you got to follow that up with, it's going to be a great place for you to shoot a film. You have the infrastructure. You have the crew. You have all these sorts of things. So if you're just selling, one product, you might not need a commissioner. But I'm selling weddings every day. It needs to make a wedding every day. You need the catering, you need all this sort of stuff. You need to put that whole package together.
Right.
And that is someone, so you need to have someone on the ground to do that, to prove to these guys, because they're not going to come to the Okanagan and choose the Okanagan and say, well, let's go there and we'll do all the work. No, they want the Okanagan to do all the work and say, this is where you have to make your movie. And once you do that a few times for that particular company, you don't have to do it for them anymore. Then you go on to a new company and you do that again. You start from the ground up. You prove that you can make a movie or an animation or a TV show in the region, and then they can then take that information and run with it. Okay, I'm going to save money. I'm going to go here. I'm going to do this. Let's go there. We just, out of the 10 places that sold us, this is the one that wins.
So in the first few years, it did seem like, whoa, they got a film commissioner and they're getting like a film or maybe a TV show in a whole year's cycle. And so it was hard to get the ball
momentum going,
rolling. But where have we come? I mean, it sounds to me like it is a constant business now.
Well, it was difficult for sure in the beginning. It was like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You'd go up and slide back down. You think you were landing everything and then they'd fall apart. But now we've got the momentum. I think we're constantly moving forward. We've got 2 companies that call home here. We've got Mind's Eye and Sepia shoot predominantly all their films in this region. So I mean, those alone are paying mortgages. Those are paying people their, salaries, and people are eating, spending money left, right, and center here in town. So that's great. They have bank accounts in town. They do their post-production and production in town. We didn't have that in the beginning. No, we were lucky if they came here, they shot an old mill, and then they went back to Vancouver or Fort Langley or wherever. And the tax credits have helped. The dollar helps, but the tax credits help more because you get the extra 6% to be beyond hope. So you get that helps them. And now that they think, oh, I can hire local crew here, I don't need to spend all my money on accommodation.
Okay, you mentioned local crew. You were saying how many people that are ready to work on, that are proven professionals to work on a film?
Well, we have about 140 that are union. So that's proven because the unions have unionized them.
Right.
And then we have another 260 that are up and coming students or that have been around and do not choose to be union at all.
So a filmmaker can come in and the staff is here?
Yeah, the staff is 100% here on the best day. Sometimes we have a lot of great crew here. We've got the gaffers that do the Star Treks and the Star Wars. We've got another gaffer, which is the head electric guy, who does all the Hangover movies, and they'll fly these people all over the world, the Revenants. They live here. They're raising their kids. Their kids are going to schools here. They live on Abbott Street and whatnot. So those guys, unfortunately, are hard to keep here because they need to work on a show in Vancouver. They can't wait in between when there's a lull. So they'll go work on a long format, a TV show, and then their kids will be here with the mom or the dad, whoever's here. So those are my hard ones to get to stay. But then I have those diehards that stay here and they rely entirely on the work that comes here. And they make it. And they can, right now, you can live here and make a living in the film industry. Animation industry is huge. I can't supply enough animators for the animation industry is growing in this town, and it's continually growing. The only reason it hasn't grown any bigger is supply of qualified labor.
And the other thing that's new now is you have a soundstage.
Yeah.
It's a little too cozy. It needs to be bigger, right?
Yeah.
I think it's 20,000 square feet, which seems big, but by soundstage.
Right. So its soundstage is absolutely beautiful. It's Probably the best in Canada, I think, right now, because it's brand new. But yeah, it's a little on the small side. The reasoning is, so I have a series, I can't get into the name of the series or anything yet until
no one watches it.
It's Spielberg. No, I'm kidding. So I have this series that's looking here, and it's a big company. They've done a lot of shows that I'm sure you've watched even. It's a great one if I land it. They need to build a compound. So it's like a big house. Right? And they need to build a barn. So you think, 20,000 square feet, you can build a compound and a barn in there. But the thing is, you need to build both levels. So you need to build the upstairs on the same level as you build the downstairs. So it sprawls out. Right. So they're going, that's good, but definitely going to need more space. However, if that kicks in, that'll be August. And if I get August going, if this lands, then we'll have long format for as long as this show goes on. It could be 1 year if it's not good, or it could be 8 years if it's great. Like, you never know. It could just continue. And once you have that guy, once you have that one show that's a legitimate company, they don't leave. They just change names. So the show will go from, Dave's House of Horrors to Carl's House of Horrors, whatever there's next. Like a Stargate. Stargate moved into the Bridge Studios. They paid 3 months rent and signed a 3-year contract. They were there for 21 years because they just kept changing Stargate Atlantis to Stargate whatever. It just continues to go. As soon as they get their niche, they get their square peg in that square hole, they have no reason to leave, especially if they're saving money, getting tax credits, and they're hiring local.
So what's the graph looking like? From those difficult beginnings to now? Is it just
It's gone straight. Well, I would say we had a couple of years like this. That's gone straight up. Last year was a great year for me. It was excellent. We had over 30 productions in town in various lengths.
That means TV or film? 30.
Film. I didn't meant the animations. I haven't put in that list. Okay. So, but they're constant. We see them all.
That's a good number.
Yeah, it's a really good number. So we had a lot of long shows. I'd say we had 9 full features. That's great.
Yeah.
Right. They're not big budget. They're probably $3 to $6 million. That's kind of our MO right now. You can do your $3 to $6 million and make it look like a $12 million. Our production value, the look of our films is really great because the Okanagan is beautiful. But the world's beautiful, so I can't always go, I'm the luckiest, I got the most beautiful place.
Hey, we got a lake. A lot of people have a lake.
Yeah, exactly. We got sun. Honestly, the sun's the best part of what I'm selling because it always looks good.
Right.
Sunshine looks great. And even snow, like having different seasons.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a bit of a tangent. But yeah, since we've started, it has gone up.
Right.
There's challenges. There's moments when you had to fix things that went wrong. But never have I had a show that didn't say they didn't want to come back. Every show's loved shooting here.
So when you talk to politicians, it's getting easier and easier to justify your existence, I guess, with this much to talk about.
Yeah, for sure. They definitely see it more. They see it in their own backyards. They'll see it in their neighborhoods. Yeah, they're very aware that the industry is here.
And people get excited. There's this casting call for a Nicolas Cage movie that's coming up,
right? Yeah, Score to Settle. That's going to happen, start shooting in June 23rd.
Right.
Locally here in town. And
are you going up for that? You got the look.
I don't want to take away from Nicolas Cage on screen.
No, you don't have to.
No, I'm kidding.
No, that's great. Yeah. Hey, John, really appreciate you coming in and filling
thank you very much.
what's going on in our film business.
Excellent. Thank you for having me.
And thanks for watching Kelowna Now.